Hi everybody.
Hello everybody.
Welcome to episode 31 of Property Jabs with Vess Wayne. And it's been a minute, right?
We've done more episodes than you've got years under your belt. You know, like this is going to be older than you shortly.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We have not done one this year. I did one actually last week with Oliver Pikett from Elan Insurance Brokers, and we discussed life insurance, health insurance, and income insurance, and how these things intertwine with property. So if you're keen, go back and watch that episode. But today I was thinking, Wayne, why don't we just have a quick chat about the market and just give a quick update on what's happening out there? You okay with that?
Mate, I think that's a good idea because the market right now is fascinating, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Unless you're a vendor trying to sell right now, you wouldn't describe it as fascinating.
Yeah.
So, What are your thoughts?
I call it unpredictable right now.
Yeah, that's good.
And
that's really good.
There are a few different reasons. So I'll give you two stats, and then we're gonna discuss what's happening out there. The first stat is that experts are saying that January sales were the lowest in probably almost recorded history 40 years ago, right? And we're talking about number of sales, not prices. According to the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand, the prices were up 3.5%. So it could be just simple supply and demand. Not many properties on the market, creates a little bit pressure, so you get a little bit of
that price rise is just telling you where the needle is comparing on the volume of properties.
Yes.
Was there more higher ones sold and less lower ones? You know, so that's the dumbest indicator I've watched over the last 20 years. And people say, "Oh, prices are moving up." No, more at the top sold, less at the bottom sold. You know,
Yes.
so that needle moves. Yeah.
Yeah. The other stat interesting is that according again to the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand, in February we got a 45% increase in stock. This is number of listings on the market, and if you look in our backyard, we've got 2.5 times more listing compared to what we usually carry as an agency with all the 5-6 offices that we've got.
Which is amazing, isn't it? Because they say the industry was up 45%. So we'll say the industry was up 50%.
Yeah.
We are up 150%.
Yeah.
So, big thank you to the admin team who loaded everything in and got it running.
Yes.
But to the salespeople, that's a good reflection. People are gravitating and saying, "I'll tell you what, we know it's a bit harder out there," and they're choosing the team. So 150% more listings than we would normally hold.
Yeah, and so this is the stats. These are the facts. What has happened? I'll give an example with the auctions that we had last Wednesday evening. We had 4 on the list. The first one sold with a pre-auction offer under the hammer. Someone decided that this is the property that they want to own, and they offered probably more than the vendor expected. Yep. So that was an easy sale. Open and sold. Right, that was a quick one.
Done.
Second one was a pretty normal auction with 2 bidding parties, sold under the hammer, nice and easy. The third one, beautiful home in St. Heliers, stunning. No interest, no one came to the auction. A little bit unusual, but this is where the market is. The fourth property was one of mine, which is more first home buy or an investor stock, and we didn't identify anyone that it was ready to buy unconditionally on the day, but before the auction we got a conditional offer submitted, and the offer was immediately after that negotiated, and it's currently under contract, which is awesome. So 3 sold out of 4, but very different stories on the 4 properties, right?
Yeah, all traveled differently, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah.
And then if we look at the week, I think we had about 9 auctions in the team.
Yes.
And we're running at 70% sold. So
okay.
So pretty around that number. So pretty good, but so different on each property.
Very. And the other thing that we discussed at the sales meeting, we discussed that every Tuesday morning we go through each and every listing, and we discuss number of people through, and a few other key metrics. So what is very surprising that we see properties that you would have thought that it would be such a massive interest when they hit the market, and no one comes to the open homes. And then you see properties that are more average or nothing special, and they get hit by 40 groups for the first open home.
When you say average and nothing special, what the agents call that when nobody's listing is ugly. So, you know, so like you know, this is a market where, you know, the pretty ones are not getting a date, and the ugly ones are getting a date. You know, it really is, isn't it? Yeah, we've had some gorgeous properties, stunners, come to the market, and the market's been quiet.
Yeah.
And then we've had some other ones that go, okay, it's an ugly duckling, and the market goes nuts on it. You know, so hey, like if you've got anything ugly out there, list it with Vess now.
Have you seen anything similar to this, you know, for the past 20-30 years? That it's a little bit of market, it's not sure which way to go, and it's a little bit of uncertainty.
Yeah, it's a horrible answer, because the market is we've gone into a buyer's market at 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
Like, we weren't in a buyer's market, and within 2 weeks we were in a buyer's market.
Yeah.
And that's when you've got far more stock than you've got buying demand. So that happened really quick, and I think the buyers also are going, they haven't got confidence about where interest rates are going, even though OCR's stayed consistent. A couple of the banks have eased, but I think the buyers will need to see that ease twice more. Every person I'm talking to is telling me that'll happen once this year and then once early next year. But I don't feel New Zealand can handle that. I think the New Zealand economy, and Luxon would know this, needs to get moving.
Yeah.
So OCR, whatever you need to do, you better change the way you're looking at things. You've got to get this thing going, whether it's the retail through there, it's the hospitality, or it's the builders, suppliers, etc. They need some action. So you've got a market right now that's subdued. It's hard to pick, but the one thing that's constant is the buyers are really fickle.
Yeah.
And the agents are having to work really hard to put people together on. Yeah, we got some gorgeous properties, having to work really hard to put people together on them. And can I say, you did very well at the roundabout back there? You know?
That's the craziest.
I felt it was like a driving test. I should have said, remember to indicate, check your mirrors. Yes, that's it. You know, touch the brake just gently, be ready. And then you had that roundabout, you go, oh mate, do whatever you can, get through.
Just close your eyes.
Who built that thing? You know, was that the first thing Auckland Transport did for us? They said, shit, we're a winner, we'll do what we like now.
So, so do you see, because you can see in the background what's happening, do you see more listings coming to market, at least from our perspective? It's going to button off a fraction. But to give you an idea, across our team, 100 listings would be a good stock holding, if we call it stock. Yeah.
We'll be, within days, we'll be at 250 listings.
Wow.
I think now it'll slow down. I don't see us hitting 3. I see the buying market hopefully being able to catch up a little bit, and we clear some of those properties.
Yeah.
Some of the vendors out there, and you saw that this week with auctions, the vendors are actually going, I tell you what, I really understand what the market is, and I'm buying again. I'm buying in the same market, so I'll get moving.
Yeah.
And that's probably the key to creating the next wave of buyers who are vendors who've sold at this level, understand this level, and are saying, I'll do something again.
Yeah. I think they're actually, do we go left here? I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think you got to hook around.
Yeah, because they was so busy on that roundabout, around that back and safe. So I think 2 key takeaways from that quick discussion we had today. If you're looking to buy, you have so many options now. So you've got so much on the market that you can pick and choose. If you can afford to pay the interest rate, I think it's probably a very good time to think about that and go and look for.
Can I jump in there?
Yep.
Because I spend a number of hours every single week dealing with the buyers at the sharp end who are buying.
Yeah.
And
The sharp end is the auction.
is the auction, yeah, when we're negotiating. Yep. And my suggestion to a buyer is, as the natural downside of having a lot of choices, you don't make any choice. So if you're a buyer, now as you see more choice, you need to understand your natural tendency is to go, oh, wait and see.
Yeah.
So, but don't miss the opportunities. There really is good opportunities out there, and vendors that are sharp, and they won't be. And if you're waiting for things to change, it will change as quick going up as it changed flooding with properties. So yeah, if you're a buyer, man, just if you see a good one and it works for you and the numbers work, grab it.
Yeah. And what's happening? What am I here?
I don't know. Why are those people got a tent there? You know, like how long will they be having a picnic for if you have to bring a tent?
We're driving in Cornwall Park. So it was just like, it's like a maze, man. Unbelievable. Beautiful park, but you know, just the signage is so confusing. And so that was the one key takeaway. The second one is, if you're considering going to market now, putting your property for sale, because of all that supply that is currently on the market, you need to make sure you have the best presented property. You've got the most comprehensive marketing campaign out there, and an agent that will give you 100% of their attention and dedication.
Absolutely.
Because, man, it takes time for properties to sell. Might take a little bit longer unless it's presented at its best.
We've got listings. When I started the listing, I had short hair. So yeah, it can take a while. Is this a Mercedes?
Yes, it is.
Is this a Maybach?
No.
I haven't been. This is a Maybach, isn't it? Vess drives a Maybach. I'd also check.
Yeah, the AC doesn't work in the Maybach.
Do the bouncing thing in this. Then
There we go. This
no,
way?
you can't go that way. You gotta go this way. I'll do the driving test now. All right, 2 hands on the wheel, please. Keep checking your mirrors. Okay. See, looking out now, making sure the green dog with the rubbish bin doesn't run this way.
The sheep,
Yep.
all good.
And slow down for the speed bump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know in your Maybach you can just go across it at
Probably will be
60 kilometers an hour.
the first Maybach owner that is driving his own Maybach, right? Most people are driven in a Maybach, the back seat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the idea of the Maybach is you're in the back.
Yeah, Maybach in the back.
In the back. Lie flat seats in the latest one.
You know, in German it's Maybach. It's not Maybach.
It's what?
Maybach.
I'm not going to make a joke around that because I'll get you. No way in the world I'll do something to get me into trouble. Thank you.
Oh gosh. Okay. Obviously, we don't have anything else smart to say. So.
No, you did very well. That's a market update.
That's.
And it's easier than putting on your GPS. We've now warned anybody that if you turn right into Cornwall Park, you'll get lost. It's actually, there's a maze. You can't walk around it, but you can drive around it.
I think we gotta go back, and it's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Hook through that roundabout again. Yeah. I reckon you do it without touching the brakes.
Oh, that one is a good one. Okay, yeah, I think we're done for the day.
We're done like a dinner, mate.
Thanks for watching or listening, and don't forget you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or you can watch us on YouTube. You know what I forgot to do?
What?
Oh, we'll do it next week. We've got a sponsor, and we got sent a few.
Really?
Yeah, a few things that I'm gonna bring next time. We're gonna open them in front of everyone and just yeah. Well, it's not a hair shampoo or volume or any of that stuff. I know that you wanted to be that, but it's not. It's not something.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'll approach them. I'll say, mate, you have to sponsor me, please.
Yeah.
So you can follow this on. You can follow us on where?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
YouTube,
and Cornwall Park.
and Cornwall Park. If you follow us in Cornwall Park, you'll be lost. Stop follow us. Okay. Okay, guys.
We'll let you go.
Yeah. See you on the next one. Thank you.
See you, ciao.